Next one, it kind of ties in, is utilize compound movements. Compound movements are going to be your biggest bang for your buck. Now, specifically for leg growth, I, in my opinion, love split squats. What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to another episode of the Morning Takeaway. And before we get going today, I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance because, one, I'm probably going to start sweating. The air conditioning is not working and it's super hot. It's not that hot outside. Granted, we're getting heat advisory warnings in Southern California for 83 degrees, but it's a sauna in my apartment. So I'll probably start sweating, burn a little calories during this podcast. That's okay. And then also, if there's any background noise, I also apologize. Got a couple fans going. It's hot. All right, moving on to the next topic. The topic for today, I wanted to do a quick podcast on one of the most popular questions that I get, most common questions that I get, whether it's on Instagram, YouTube, like all these messages, Facebook. If you haven't joined my Facebook group, the link is in the description of this video. Just posting tips of the day there. Just a fun place for people to interact in a community of like-minded people, right? So, and also, if you haven't subscribed already, if you don't mind, I kind of hate doing this part of the video just because it feels like trying to get you to do something, but it does help me out. If you're not already subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, comment your thoughts, let me know what you want to hear more of, and don't forget to turn on the post notifications by hitting the bell. So, also, I've got a little weird nasally thing going on. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but anyways, without further ado, one of the most common questions that I get is how to grow your legs. And yes, I am 6'4", 235 pounds, and probably majority of my weight is in my legs. So that's probably why I get this question a lot. I'm not saying I have the greatest legs in the world, whatever, but it is a question. So I just want to run through 5 quick things. I put them down in my notes here on my phone that will kind of help guide you and just give you something to work off of, whether it's at home, in the gym, or wherever you might be, to kind of get a grips on how to grow your legs, right? Whether it's your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, they're all kind of interconnected, and just give you a quick little podcast on it. So without further ado, the 5 tips that I have to grow your legs. I'm going to run through these first, and then I'll kind of break them down really quickly each, and we'll get into it. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments. Also, that's another thing I was going to tell you. If it seems like I'm a little not as sharp, I'm currently on hour 28 of a 72-hour fast. So getting a little crazy here, but I'm definitely feeling it. So here we go. Number 1, to grow your legs, eat. Number 2, utilize progressive overload. Number 3, utilize compound movements. 4, unilateral movements and the effect they have just on growth and how it usually gets skipped. And then number 5, recovery. So first I want to hit on eating. Nutrition is 70 to 80%, in my opinion, part of your journey and any goal that you have, whether it's weight loss, whether it's building muscle, whether it's whatever it is, eating and your nutrition is going to play the most vital part. It's going to have an impact on your recovery. It's going to have an impact on your energy in the gym, outside of the gym, mental clarity, yada, yada, yada. But if you're looking to grow, you want to have, a caloric surplus, but you should also be aiming to up your carbs. And in my opinion, in my own experience with past clients, past people that have asked me for programs, the carbohydrates are going to give you the most energy within the gym. Now, if you're one of those people that is very against carbs, try having your carbs within 30 minutes of your workout or after 30 minutes of your workout. So what we're doing there is utilizing the glucose window and spiking your insulin when that glycogen is really getting depleted from the muscles. So that's going to be number one. Things that I like to implement when I'm trying to really grow are sweet potatoes, oatmeal. Fruits are kind of on the edge. I'll have a banana maybe before a workout or after a workout. Then, just the rest of the stuff is going to come from lean proteins. Fats are great as well, but not as much for growing. So number 2, utilizing progressive overload. Lift heavy. That's going to be one of your biggest points of emphasis in the gym. Obviously, I said movement is probably, nutrition is 80%. Movement's probably 20%. I like to say 70, 20, 10. 10% is recovery. But progressive overload and lifting as heavy as you possibly can is only going to put different stimulus on those muscles to really get them sore, right? Like you want to be sore if you think about growing. And I'll kind of tie this in on number 5 on just kind of the maximum day of rest, I would suggest. But utilizing progressive overload, what does that mean? Increase weight each set. If you're going for a rep scheme of, let's say, 10, 8, 6, 6, I would, if the weights, if the reps are going down, you need to increase your weight every time. Now, if you're going with like a 4x12, you should still try to increase your weight. That the rate of perceived exertion, if it says RPE 9, you should be really struggling on a 9. But like for growing, I would say on those 12 rep schemes, you would want to be feeling like 10, 11, and 12 is super tough and really pushing your body to the max, right? So, and that's another thing. To increase muscle mass, one of your better rep schemes is going to be 3 to 5 sets, anywhere from like 6 to 12 reps. So that's just progressive overload increasing. And with that, track your weights each week. If I'm doing 135 pounds on a barbell back squat one day and increasing the weights there, well, maybe my next set is 155, then 175, then I end at 195. Well, then that next week, you should start probably with that 155. You should be trying to progress each week. So I'm going off a little tangent here, but next one, it kind of ties in, is utilize compound movements. Compound movements are going to be your biggest bang for your buck. Now, specifically for leg growth, I, in my opinion, love split squats. And that ties into the next point of unilateral movements. But split squats, back squats, deadlifts, let's see, something like a hip bridge with the barbell, those are all going to be super great, not only for glute growth, but quads, hamstrings, everything in between. So compound movements, you're getting the use out of your stability, stabilizer muscles. You're getting recruitment out of those small muscles along with the big muscle groups as well. So that's number 3. Number 4, let's get into unilateral movements. And why I love unilateral movements is because when you do bilateral movements, so just to break that down a little more, unilateral is single-sided. Bilateral is both, right? So like take a barbell back squat, that's bilateral. Take a split squat, that is, and if you don't know what a split squat is, imagine going into a reverse lunge, staying there, and just going up and down, up and down, up and down, squatting. It's a single leg squat. What that does is when you have a bilateral movement and you start to get tired, well, maybe one side starts to compensate for the other, and now I have a alarm blowing me up in the face. Sorry if that was super loud in your ears. But as I was saying, you're going to have maybe one side that overcompensates for the other. One side starts getting tired, the other one starts to want to take over, right? So I love single-sided movements, whether it's a single leg hip bridge or a split squat, a Bulgarian split squats, which everyone hates, but they're so great for glute growth, quad engagement, hamstring engagement, just everything. And with that, like a single leg extension, utilize the cables, utilize those already, the machines. And like that's a great way to really focus on time under tension and those unilateral movements to increase growth. So like a single leg extension, single leg hamstring curls, even a single leg press. Those are great. And I can do a whole nother podcast on like stances on your leg presses that utilize different kinds of muscles, but just in short, like a narrow leg press is going to be more quad focused. A wider is going to be more hamstring glute focused. Anyways, there's some keys for movement on your legs. Number 5, before we wrap this thing up, and I know it's quick, but just wanted to put that out there, just a quick little guide. Number 5 is recover to grow. And as I said, I wanted to loop this back in. If you're going to lift super heavy, my best advice would probably be starting out utilizing a push-pull leg split. What that does is it gives you 2 days full of rest. And, there's different theories out there. One of my theories that I like to implement is doing heavy legs every single day and utilizing different movement patterns in those, whether it's knee dominant or hip dominant, and then unilateral versus bilateral, just each day something else. But if you're just beginning and you're really trying to hammer time your legs to grow, it's all about that blood flow and pumping everything, as much blood as you can into those legs. And ultimately, that soreness is going to be a good thing in the end. Don't quote me on this, but one of my favorite things in the world is going to sit down on the toilet and my legs being sore and realizing, wow, that feels really good because I know I did something. And that might be a little TMI, but anyways. So recovery also has to do with, whether or not you're using a sauna, a cold plunge, your water intake is a huge one. If you've caught a cramp when you're sore, making sure you're getting a gallon of water each day. Simple things like this. And I know it's kind of elementary, but these things do help you to progress over time. And with the right programming and nutrition, those goals are going to be more attainable when you have those right programming. And I think this is a good little, just like 5 steps to keep in mind when training your legs. And if there's specific exercises, again, that you would rather see or hear more about, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to write some more out for you. But if there's something that you took away from this, and maybe there's a friend of yours that you want to start getting on your glute growth journey and growing your legs, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And my app at www.nickwalkerfitness.app, you can start training with me for $1. You get one-on-one messaging there, and we can walk through everything together and really try to get you to where you want to be, right? So without further ado, we're going to finish this thing up with generating a random question on my little generator. This thing never wants to work for me. Let's see. Generate random question. What's something that you should start but haven't? I think I've gotten this question before. One question. Okay, so to answer this question, one thing that I know I should start but I haven't is, and I actually have started, but I've been procrastinating it. I'm coming out with a VIP program for serious individuals that are going to be committed for a 12-week period. And it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but basically what that's going to be is a VIP program where it's one-on-one talking to each other every day for 12 weeks, one video call every week for the 12 weeks. And I'm going to try, and it's a customized program based on your goals, and then a customized nutrition program. And then I'm going to try, this is still kind of on the edge, but I'm going to try to work in one flight per that 12 weeks for every client to go train you in person. So that's just kind of big picture stuff and things that I have in the works, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this thing up. Hope you took something away from it. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video, comment on it, share it with somebody that you might think be able to take something away from it. And I will see you next time. I guess it's Thursday. I will see you on Sunday for a little bit more vlog style. Also, the Would You Rather video was super fun, and I think you guys enjoyed it based on the comments and some of the reactions I got on Instagram. So I think I'm going to keep those kinds of videos coming. So anyways, hope you have an awesome freaking day. You get out there, you grow your legs in some way, shape, or form, and don't forget to smile.